In this video, I'm going to give you insights into how CEOs and business owners, especially based in the Middle East, okay, how do they think? What goes through their mind? If they ask for your resume, what are they specifically looking for? How should you present the information? And if they call you for an interview, what have they thought about? What are the do's, the don'ts? What are the red flags that they'll be spotting? And the reason why I want to give you this information is not for you to get like the loopholes of the system or, oh, I'm going to teach you how to cheat the system. No, these people are way too smart. They are way too advanced. You know, the blood, sweat, and tears for them to reach a CEO level position or a business owner. You, me, combined with another 100 people, they are far more better than us. Okay. All I'm doing is giving you insights which would kind of educate you. And my purpose is that you take the right approach when meeting up with them. Now, that is one. The second thing is, one of the key reasons why I want to share these points is because there are so many people who go for these interviews. You know, all their eggs are in one basket. They have a family, they have children, and they are hoping to get this job. You know, that anticipation is there. No, if I get this job, my problems will be solved. And they are the right candidates. They go through all the layers, the first interview, second interview, third interview. And when they reach the final one, and then they don't get any response, they're like, what did I do wrong? You know, why didn't I get an offer letter, or why have they gone quiet suddenly? And when they are lost, many of them approach me. And then I ask them, so what did you do? What questions did they ask in the interview? Show me your resume. They always give me clean answers. They always say, no, I did it very well. When he asked me, what is it that you do? I told them, I said, no, stop. Don't give me this whitewash answers. Give me exactly word for word. What did you say? Let's reenact the whole situation, the whole interview. And when we do that and I take down notes, it's so evident what did they do wrong. And then when I tell them, see, listen, you did this A, B, C, D. They're like, yeah, so. And when I explain to them why they shouldn't have done this, then they're like, oh, sheesh, I never thought of it in this way. It is simply because, remember, they think different. They are a different breed. Their brain works differently. And I have had the honor of spending time with these individuals, both as a student, a mentee, and then later on in my life as a consultant who was involved in, you know, doing all the shows, exhibitions. You know, Dubai has massive number of exhibitions. I was always on stage doing keynote addresses on creative branding and creative thinking and personal branding. And so, you know, these owners used to interact with me, and they would even call me when they would hire people. Okay, even HR directors for that matter. So I'm hoping that what I share with you would actually help you. And listen to this at, you know, 1.5x, 2x speed. But later on, take down notes. And especially when you, before an interview, watch this video. I assure you, you'll be in a much better state. Okay, and share it with whomsoever you like. And yes, if you have any questions, put it down in the comment section. So let's start. There are three aspects to this video. One is the resume, one is the salary, how it is calculated, one is the interview process. Okay, so I'll give you all three. Now, initially, when someone asks for your resume, you generally apply for a job and all that. Most of you never think or never assume that maybe the CEO or the decision maker is looking at your CV. Okay, obviously, he's not going to put his details up there. Others people will bombard him. You just, if you don't know, anyone mentions CEO or business owner on their LinkedIn profile, you get people begging for jobs, begging for money, all the requests in the world, which floods their email box. So what they do is they create an alibi, or they ask their secretary, or they ask some executive in the company, okay, create this account and just ask for the resume. Once the resume comes, you know, in droves, mostly you'll get 200 to maybe 4,000 resumes. He will ask his secretary, these are the criteria. He'll write down the criteria and they will differentiate their resume. Now, here is one problem. If your resume is so creative, bombastic with big words, and this junior level person cannot understand what you've written on the CV, he generally will not ask, sir, is this correct? I didn't understand this word. He will just reject it. So keep it simple, Keep it understandable. Don't use big, hi-fi, bombastic industry jargon. All this, oh, you need to put the keywords and this and that. Just don't abuse the system. Keep it simple. That even a dummy understands, okay, this resume is for a engineer. Fine. Yeah. This resume is for a marketing guy. This resume is for a salesperson. This resume is for a real estate. Keep it simple. Simple words. Having big English words, which you cannot use day to day, but which you put it there, doesn't help. Okay. So after it is sorted out, the owner generally will tell them, give me top 20 CVs or top 10 CVs. And even if the 20 is a lot more, he will then ask maybe his manager, skim through the resumes, work with the receptionist or whomsoever, get me the top 10. Okay, whatever. And once he gets the resume, what I've noticed is the CEOs or the owners of the company, they generally go through it when they are relaxed. Okay, when they have off time. Because unless, of course, this is a priority, let's say they have a $1 million project and it has to be executed immediately, they need key people, then it is like they'll sit down in a group and they'll brainstorm and try to get it immediately. Otherwise, what they tend to do is the CEOs, they will just ask, okay, get me the CV. He'll ask the manager to sit down. Okay, they'll go through each one. And he'll say, okay, which are the CVs you think are good? As he hands them over, sir, this guy, Mr. Andrew, he highlights with a yellow highlighter, or he just says, sir, if you look at, paragraph 3 or whatever, they make 2 copies. So after he looks at all this, he has decided, okay, these are the CVs that I want. Now, here are some key points. Number 1 is, please avoid using all these shocking colors and amazing formatting. If you put a box here and a box here and you put a flow chart here and you put your letterhead like, it's like, hitting the eyes with light, and they get a headache. And most of them, remember, these guys are senior people. They are in their 50s or 60s. So they might be hard at reading. So make sure that the font is easy to read. Don't have bombastic fonts. Don't have tiny fonts. Don't have like everything crammed into one paper. They hate, because it pains their eyes and their head. It pains them. So make sure it is, space is there and sizable. Okay. So they don't get impressed with colors. They don't get impressed with modern formatting. They want it to be a simple document. Remember, when they go for a legal document, when they go for a banking document, when they go for formal email, it's all simple, black and white. If you can do it in black and white, nothing like. Okay, but keep it simple. Please don't use AI, because AI, it has been used, abused, and overused. Okay. They are looking for, when they talk to you, simple things like, okay, what do you do? Like, okay, how did you achieve this? What were the parameters? Can you tell me technically how did you solve this? So when you talk, that kind of language should be used there. If you use something that is like formal language and they can't understand, they will be like, if the manager says, what is he trying to say? Seriously, many a times they've done this. And if the manager doesn't understand, he doesn't understand, then eventually he'll be like, I don't know what to think about this CV. Okay. Following that, remember, readability, space, gaps, simple, to the point. Please be relevant. Don't add every single masala that you can think of. Oh, I did this and I did that, and I even managed a tissue box in this thing. I managed a pantry, and I did the sales, and I did the marketing, and I did the banking work, and I did the management of the drivers and the employees. If you put too much of excess, I've even seen CEOs, they do this. What is this? This is of no use to me. This is of no use to me. Just give them what they asked for. You should have the common sense to only state what is relevant to them. So use your common sense. If you're applying for a sales engineer's job, just put engineering. Okay. Don't put, oh, I multitask with other departments. I coordinate. What are you, a secretary? What are you, office boy? What are you, bloody clerk? Oh, I checked with this thing. Oh, and please, I beg of you, I brought down the cost by 0.3%, increase the revenue by 12.6%, and the market growth by 0.4%. They are so well versed with numbers. Like they say, don't teach your father how to what. Please don't put those numbers, because I've seen CEOs laughing and look, he has done by 4%. And they go like this. Please just don't. It's very simple. If you are such a great guy who brought down expenses by 4%, 10% of the revenue of the company you generated, then he'll be like, I should offer this guy partnership. Well, he will make my business grow that way. Don't try to fool people with numbers, especially numbers. Okay, get to the point. Ask yourself, what is the vacancy for? What does he want? Just stick with that. And one more thing, please. Don't mention what all you did right from your childhood. Oh, when I started my career, I was a typist. Or then I did then I did drawings. Then I did receipts for drivers. Then I gave I checked the petrol of every car. What are you doing, boss? It's like Satya Nadella applying for a CEO. I know Microsoft Office. My typing speed is 54 words. I was checking the attendance of all the people in my first job. What has that got to do with anything? Please, they don't have time. Okay, just get to the bloody point here. And if you try to bullshit, you're not impressing them. You're just making a fool out of yourself. And if they see bullshit on your CV, they'll be like, if he bullshits like this, then real life, who knows what else he will do. And that gives a negative opinion. And remember, if they don't understand, okay, they'll always take a second opinion. And generally, the person who they take a second opinion always wants to be safe and say, no, sir, I don't understand what. Or they'll say, sir, maybe he's trying to say this, but if he can't express properly, then what is the point? And remember, this is the sentence that I give all my students and clients. Please express. Express, don't impress. Okay, you cannot impress the CEO. It is like a small baby, trying to impress an adult. See, how strong I am. See. It's like a child. Okay, bacha. Fine. Please don't do that. So that is where resumes are concerned. Be genuine, be honest. And sometimes even if you undersell yourself, they can read through it. Okay. But if you oversell yourself, they will know that not a nonsense. Because I'll tell you, if your CV is up here and your personality is down here, finished. That interview is over before it starts. Next point I'll give you is the interview process. And then finally, I'll give you the salary. Okay. One second. Let me have a sip. Okay. Let's start off with the interview. Now, unless, of course, they find something suspicious or they feel that you're bluffing way too much, they generally call you for an interview. But if they feel that there's too much of bullshit going on here, number one is either they'll decide better not to call him. I remember one candidate who was an Emirati. He was putting his reference as the ruling family, the Sheikh family. Seriously, all the Sheikhs, everyone with their number and this and that. The owner said, better not to get him. He seems to be, he either is bluffing or he can get us into trouble. Better not invite him. Another guy put CEO of this company, CEO of that company, CEO of this company. So immediately the owner said, if he knows so many CEOs, why is he looking out for a job? They should be offering him a job. So please don't overdo something, especially on your CV. If you're giving references, fine, make it practical. Give references which are related. Don't give, you are staying in Dubai, but your reference is based in some place in Mangalore, some trading company. Who the hell is going to call Mangalore or Kathmandu and this thing? Be sensible. Use your common sense and please don't give someone's reference who doesn't like to be bothered or who's not contactable. Then they'll be like, what is the point of putting all this? Okay. And if you exaggerate too much, don't be surprised if they call up your company. So keep it real. They will always ask the manager, pre-check if all the information is correct. But if there's nothing, they'll immediately call you for the interview. When they call you for the interview, it's generally the process whereby first they'll ask maybe someone at the admin level, just evaluate, just check this guy is okay. Or they might ask a manager, evaluate and tell me, how is this guy? And if he's good, I'll take his interview. If you feel he's not good, reject. Okay. So assuming that you were within what the owner wanted, the manager says, I took his interview, he's okay. Fine. He'll ask him. Sometimes the owners say, how do you rate him out of 10? Okay. They might ask communication skills, technical skills, presentation, presentability. And some owners or business owners, what do you think are some of the drawbacks? Or generally it's red flags. Or what do you think are some of his drawbacks? He'll just take the opinion from the manager, mentally keep them in the mind. And then the owner comes, or you might be called to meet the owner in the conference room or in his office. Okay. The owners can follow two paths. One is they'll be relaxed. They'll make you relax. and they'll try to extract all the information from you, because when you're relaxed, you open up. Or they'd keep it strictly formal. They would, keep you on the edge to see how do you handle pressure. And if it is a pressure-based interview, they might play the good cop, bad cop. They might get a manager who will be very nice with you and he'll be tough, or the manager will be tough with you, owner will be quiet, and see how do you handle it. So they can take either of these three strategies. One thing is for a fact, they are very good at taking mental notes. They might just look at you and finish. Their memory is processing, or they'll just sit and listen. The more you talk, more information that is good for them. So you better know how to communicate, because if you don't know how to communicate, they'll be like, okay, this guy, he says here and there, but they will not be able to make up their mind. So know how to communicate. All the owners, they go into such a meeting with the candidate with the mindset that, if he's good, okay, fine. If he's not good, just forget. Okay, they don't go, oh, we must get this candidate. Unless, of course, you're a brand. Unless, of course, they really want you and they're known about you. Then they will give you a too good to be true deal. And this has only happened to me, I think, 3 times in my life. And the biggest one was an offer I couldn't refuse, more like The Godfather. I had, I think, twice in my life, the big offer. I'll talk about it some other time. But otherwise, they generally they are ready to walk away. Means if they feel, I don't care whether we take him or not. So you have to convince them why they need you. Okay. One thing is for a fact, they will not look at all the things on your resume. They always have just 1 or 2 things, not more than that. The key things, I want 1 and 2. That's about it. The rest are all secondary stuff. I was talking about engineer. He would say, okay, I need this guy to be able to handle client meetings, VIP clients or the big client. And he should, second one, he should be able to talk and understand technical. Okay, so 2 things. If it is sales, he'll be like, 1 is, I need this guy to be consistent month after month, that he'll achieve, not super achieve or lower, but he'll at least achieve the target. And second one is, I need this guy to go and get me new clients or expand the market. So it won't be beyond that. Then secondary things can be, okay, he should be good at communication, or he should be good at presentation, or he should, give daily reports. That is how it goes. But remember 1 or 2 points which are key. They always use a strategy. Like I said, they'll either make it very tough for you and they want to see how do you handle pressure, or they'll make it very easy. Either way, they are looking for information which they can use to decide what is the salary that they would be paying you. They're constantly on the lookout for red flags. They don't have to say it. They are able to pick it up like just a click of a finger. You do something like you just scratch, you're the same, or you sit very, professionally, you sit like this and, wearing a suit, and they will pick it up in seconds. And I'll tell you, sometimes how advanced they are in terms of observing people. It's sometimes really scary. Okay, they can read you in seconds. That much I can assure you. More than you can read them, they will read you. And it's very rare, but if you develop a rapport and they like you, well, you can be rest assured that they will be looking forward to you joining. They are not going to fall in love with you, because at the end of the day, it's a business transaction. But they'll be like, let's give this guy an opportunity. Okay, even if you're not 100% qualified, if you're likable, they'll give you a chance. Now, the most important bit, that is your salary. So just let me have a sip. That was a nice sip. Okay, before I start with the salary, if you have any questions or comments, put it down below. And let me know, do you find these kind of videos useful? If yes, I'll create some more for you guys. Okay, all I'm asking you is let me know, because when you communicate to me in the comment section, that's how I know. So coming to the salary, just as you as a candidate, you have an estimation, okay, I will take $12,000 to $15,000, or my range is $3,000 to $5,000, whatever calculation you have. They are very aware what the market is paying. They are very aware what your position pays, and they absolutely know what is their budget. Okay. And, just as business, even though they'll tell you their budget is here, their budget is actually here. It might be 30 or 40% buffer that they have. And why do they keep this buffer is, if in case, let's say, additional costs come into play or additional expenses based on, they've employed you now, they need to invest in some kind of training, or they need to give you a little bit of learning curve. So they keep that buffer, but they'll always have one figure in mind. The second is, okay, if you want to sell more, we can start at this, and then it's a take it or leave it. Okay, you can say three steps. And yes, they've calculated their return on investment. And how do they calculate the return on investment is very simple. While you go with the mindset that I need this salary per month, what I've noticed with the CEOs and owners of company, they will calculate per year, like how they do in India. No? If you ask anyone their salary per annum, my salary is so much. The business owners and the CEOs, they calculate this is the total per year for this guy, which they have to include in their budget. And sometimes the owners calculate this particular guy, if I employ him, he'll be for 3 years. 3 years, this is the amount I need to spend on him. And then they calculate, okay, first 3 months total waste, because this is how they actually calculate. First 3 months total waste because he's trying to, fit into the company, or 1 month. And then 6 months, they calculate, okay, induction phase where he tries to understand a culture. And after 6 months is where he'll go smooth sailing. But if you're talking about multinational banks where they have sales targets, they don't give more than 3 months probation. Generally, it is 6 months. So they always calculate that the first 1 month is guaranteed waste. Then the first 3 months is, if you give something in return, it's great. But beyond the 6 month, it's unpartnerable. Okay, that's how they evaluate. So 6 months is always an expense. They also calculate visa expense, transfer charges, any hiccups in the legal aspects, then medical tests, insurance. They have to calculate all this. They have to calculate having a vehicle, how much you have to pay for the vehicle, how much you have to pay for petrol. Then what are the other bits that they have to pay? Like they will have somebody be with you. So that is another expense. Training you, teaching you softwares, teaching you about the aspects of the company. And remember, they're taking a risk by sharing their company secrets with you. Okay, so that's how they calculate. And they also, owners and CEOs of companies have this criteria in the head that if in case this guy is a mistake, let's say we employed him, after 1 month, we found he's a mistake, they will terminate you on the spot. That is there. But then that 1 month has been a waste. So what is the backup plan? So they also keep a backup plan. Okay, if you employ this guy, do we take 2 at the same time, or do we keep 1 on hold? Because what happens is, to get a good candidate is very hard. And if they don't take another candidate, maybe they lose a good candidate to somebody else because you were able to lie, bullshit, and get his place. So that part is also there. Sometimes they might employ 2 guys with the intention to take 1. Or sometimes they'll take you and tell the other guy, okay, wait, after 15 days, we will decide. So remember, on probationary period, they can terminate you at any time. Some owners even calculate, okay, per day, this is the expense. This is what we need to do. This is how we need to keep him busy. This is how many hours he'll have to do. They also look for a person who can multitask and learn different aspects of the business. Leadership skills are welcome, but this can only be seen once they ask you to work, because they'll constantly take feedback. Remember this, there will be key people who will be observing you, who may not even be interacting with you, but they will be giving information to the owner, because the owner will ask, how is this guy? Let me know, what does he do? Because, he's paying you money. And if they have CCTV footage and cameras, then it's very simple to see what you're doing. They also try to figure out whether you can be a replacement for somebody else. And if you're really good, they might even up your package. You'll be surprised to know this has actually happened in 2 or 3 cases where I was involved in the selection of the candidate. And the candidate turned out to be so good, they actually paid him more. And I found it surprising because the guy right from day one maintained his standard. Make a separate video on this if you want to know more about it. Then there is the part where after they employ you, they always consider, what if it's a disaster? What if after taking him, he turned out to be a fraud, he turned out to be a fake, he destroyed a relationship with a client, or he messed up a product or messed up a project. They have to always keep that part, into their thought process, because let's say an important VIP client, they send you along as an assistant and you mess up or you say something which you shouldn't have said. Owners are very particular about it. That is why generally when they take someone, owners with experience, they will ask you to either be the quiet one who's just there to take down notes, or they will not take you at all because they don't want to make the risk. And especially when other outside people see, oh, you employed this new guy, what happened? You terminated him, so it doesn't look good on the company. And last, if not the least, is they always have, just as you have, no, lower than this salary I can't take. They also have, this is a budget, this is what I feel you're worth. Even if they are, remember, even if their budget is 10,000, but they feel you're worth 8 and not more, they will not give you more than, even if they can spare 10, because they've been in the industry, they've been dealing with so many people, they manage such big portfolios, so much of money, so they know more than you. But overall, if I were to just summarize and give you in one line, it's always the you need a job more than they need you. It's only in very rare cases where you are such an attraction, such an investment, such a brand that they will give you an offer you can't refuse. And I have been made that offer 2 or 3 times in my life. Why? Because I knew how to market and sell myself. Yes, I was slightly overhyped, I'm being honest with you, but I made good money, and I gave my best to them. They knew that. But you could say that if I marketed myself at 100, I came down to 80, okay, maximum 80. The worst case scenario is where in my 20s, when I was to oversell myself, I pitched them 100 and I turned out to be a 20 or a 10 and they would terminate me on the spot. But later on during my life, in 30s, I knew how to balance it up. So I would say that I'm at 100, maximum I would deliver 80. So they would always be okay with a 20% loss. That's what happens in this. Anyway, this is what I hope this content has helped you. But remember, even after you have learned all these strategies from this video, practice makes perfect. You cannot become a mature person. You cannot become someone who has leadership skills by listening to a video. You can't have elegance. You cannot have charisma. You cannot have the ability to hold someone's attention and speak like a real man just by watching a video. It takes practice. And that is where when I sit down with my clients, we break it down. I completely strip them like naked. And I tell them, boss, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to get rid of this. You're hiding it. You think nobody notices it. And in many cases, they are not even aware that they have this. So it's so funny. I'll tell you, majority of the clients who come to me, they think I'm at this level. I'm like, once we start, you let me know. And I challenge, once they start the process with me, they think they are at 80 out of 100. 100 is perfection. They think they're 80. I expose them and make them realize you're at 20. Not because I want to dominate, I have got the last laugh. No, they get shocked to know that, sheesh, I had so many drawbacks. That is why so many Indians, when they tell me, just get me the interview, just get me, I will nail it. I tell them, boss, if that was the case, forget the interview. Every networking event, which is nothing but communication. Interviews also communicate. You would have nailed it every single time. Because remember, all the jobs, all the contracts, all the relationships I built are not based on interview, based on communication face-to-face. If you're good at face-to-face communication, you know how to sell and market yourself. Interview is challenged. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you find this video useful? Have you watched this whole video? That is most important. And if you have, just comment down below and say, yes, I watched the whole video. If you found it useful, be truthful, let me know. And I wish you all the best. Look forward to your feedback. You guys take care. Yalla, bye.